everybody, we're going to be checking out today the Transformers Studio Series Soundwave for the Transformers the movie as he appeared. So here it is in his packaging. Awesome looking packaging that he comes in. In the front here it says Transformers Studio Series the movie Soundwave, and he comes with Buzzsaw, Laserbeak, and Ravage, which you can see here in the front. On the side, pretty nice artwork of Soundwave. And in the back here, you see the actual product for Soundwave on his robot mode, and Soundwave on his cassette tape mode. And here on the side, you can see Buzzsaw, Laserbeak, and Ravage on his cassette mode and their actual robot mode. So awesome looking packaging. Let's go ahead and open it and check it out. Okay guys, so here we have the actual robot mode, and he is looking great. Compare him to the actual animation model, as close as you can get, if I do say so myself. His colors are so much brighter, his blue, so much brighter looking, his whites. He is definitely more smoother now. He's not as blocky and as pattern all over his arms and legs as the previous version was. His chest is so much taller, and his Decepticon logo is bigger and more cartoon looking. His head, way better proportions and the way it looks. His shoulder cannon, it's bigger. And of course, he doesn't have any type of earth or earthy colors on him like the previous version does. Definitely more brighter blues and silvers and yellows going on around him. And if we turn him around, pretty awesome on the back here as well. Very good proportions, if I do say so myself. So yeah, definitely way better improvement to the previous version of Soundwave, and pretty close to the actual masterpiece version of him, and I would even say so myself, maybe even a better version of the masterpiece version. Okay, so for his accessories, Soundwave comes with Ravage, and here we have him on his actual cassette mode, with Laserbeak, also on his cassette mode, and Buzzsaw. So pretty awesome looking, and these three guys come with their actual accessories. For Ravage, he comes with his actual missiles that go on the back of him, and this includes his little tail. And for Laserbeak and Buzzsaw, they're little thrusters that go in the back. Comparing them to the actual previous ones, at least for Laserbeak, definitely doesn't look like a cassette mode anymore. Comparing him right here to the previous one, this one looks a little bit better, more like a cassette, if you say so myself. Definitely not as hollow like as this one is. You can actually see how this one folds up a little bit better. You can still see his head. It's definitely the head on this one is bigger. So this one looks way more cartoon accurate than compared to this one. Of course, it doesn't have all this pattern on his wings. So yeah, more simple looking, not as G1, if you would say. For same thing with Ravage, folds in a little bit more differently. This one definitely doesn't look as much as an actual cassette as this one does. More hollow than this one, but this one looks a little bit more better on the actual robot mode for him. Better proportions. So yeah, I actually do not own another Buzzsaw, but it's kind of like the same thing as Laserbeak, same mold. So yeah, great looking accessories for Soundwave for these three guys. And also he comes with his actual blaster, and comparing him to the previous one, which I also have right here. Pull it out. Way better when it comes to the color, more cartoon accurate and bigger than new version. This one is not as blocky and pattern looking compared to this one. This one is way more cartoon accurate, and it has nice red stripe that goes here in the front as compared to this one that doesn't have anything. And the nice silver paint as well on the actual point of the blaster compared to just the molded plastic on the previous one. For his shoulder cannon, it's the same thing compared to the previous one, which I also have right here. Same thing, bigger, more cartoon accurate, way more vibrant on the blue color. This one is just darker. No actual paint anywhere. They didn't even bother painting the actual missiles right here. This one, of course, they did. Nice, awesome red missiles and the stripe here as well on the side. So yeah, awesome looking accessories for this guy. Okay, for articulation for Soundwave, his shoulders can go out. It can rotate here on the actual elbow. His wrist can only rotate out. His hands can open up. His legs can do a whole kick. They can bend on the knee, and they can turn here on the actual thigh. His feet can turn left and right all the way around. His shoulder cannon can go left to right, and his head can go left. It can go right, and it can go up a little bit. And yeah. Okay, so transformation for Ravage. We're going to go ahead and bring down both sides of his face to form his head. We're going to go ahead and open both of his front paws. We're going to go ahead and turn his upper torso 360 degrees. We're going to go ahead and now turn his shoulders and bring down his arms, and then move forward his paws just like that to make it the front of him. On the waist here in the back, we're going to go ahead and open up his back paws and bring down his hips to make the back of Ravage. Then bring down this section right here and bring the accessory to make his back missiles, and just plug it in on the back and just bring him up again. And here is Ravage on his robot mode. Okay, so comparison now for robot mode for Ravage. Here is the new one, way better accurate to the animation than this one. Of course, this one is more solid on his actual cassette mode, but lags on his robot mode. And this one lags on his cassette mode, but is way more accurate on his actual robot mode. And so for articulation, his head cannot really move. His shoulders can go up, or I mean out like this, but that's kind of like more for transformation. His front paws can move up like that. His back ones here can just move up as well. He's got a little bit of up crunch, if you would say. And then his tail can go up and down, and his missiles can turn as well. So a little bit more limited on the actual articulation for this guy, but still an awesome looking design nonetheless. Okay, transformation now for Laserbeak. So we're gonna go ahead and bring up his wings, and then we're gonna go ahead and bring down his legs, and then we're gonna go ahead and turn it around, bring up his actual wings as well, and then we're gonna try to pick out his head and bring it out. And there he is. And then now we're gonna grab this little accessory, and it has two little posts, and they're gonna go on these two little holes right here. So go ahead and plug it in, and here is Laserbeak on his robot mode. Same thing with Buzzsaw. Just here he is. Open up his side wings, bring down his legs, and then turn it around, bring back his wings, and open up his head and bring it down. Same thing, bring up the thrusters and plug them in. So here is Buzzsaw on his robot mode. Awesome looking design. Comparison now for Laserbeak. Here is the new mold for Laserbeak. Awesome looking design. One thing I don't like about him is just that he has a little bit of part swimming going on with his thrusters. But I guess that would pass because these look much better and more accurate. His wings smaller, not much going on the design with them compared to this one. Way bigger on size if you compare them both. Here they both are. Only thing I kind of wish this guy had, since he's a little bit bigger, is if they did kind of like a little flop here for the actual camera, like the Masterpiece version does, but it's kind of not able to be done because of the hinge he has right here. So yeah, for articulation, his head can go up and down. His neck can turn back like that, and his wings can go a little bit much going up. It's a little bit harder, but it can go down like that, and his actual feet can spread out a little bit, but not much because it's kind of hitting it right here with the actual wing. Compare him now to Buzzsaw. I don't own other version of him in this color, but here it is. Same thing, same size. Articulation the same. His head can go up, his neck can go back, and that's pretty much it. The articulation on these guys is pretty limited, but nonetheless a great design on both of them. Okay, comparing him now to the previous version of Soundwave. Here is the new Studio Series Soundwave, and as you can see, the color is way more vibrant on this guy. The proportions are more accurate to the actual animation model. Bigger in size as well. Not much blockiness going on and pattern going on like this guy does on his arms and his legs and on his thighs. The actual cassette on this guy is a little bit more bigger, not as design stuff going on as this guy does. His back on this guy, it's a little bit, his little backpack is a little bit more smaller. This one is a little bit more accurate with the bigger backpack as well. Not as hollow back here anymore. This guy's a little bit more filled up here on the back. So awesome looking design on both of them, but of course this one way more accurate when it comes to the actual animation model. Also for comparison, here he is with Studio Series 86 Megatron, Studio Series 86 Coronation Starscream, Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime. Just because here it is my version of the Masterpiece Soundwave. This one is not an actual real version of the Masterpiece Soundwave. It's a KO version, but it's the same exact mold, exact comparison and same size. So you guys compare them both. Of course, this guy is more based on the G1 on some patterns here, especially here on the shoulders right here. The color is darker, and he's got more of a metallic look going on his actual shoulder pads and on his thighs and on his actual feet. Okay, for articulation for Soundwave, his shoulders can go out. It can rotate here on the actual elbow. His wrists can only rotate out. His hands can open up. His legs can do a whole kick. They can bend on the knee and they can turn here on the actual thigh. His feet can turn left and right all the way around. His shoulder cannon can go left to right, and his head can go left, it can go right, and it can go up a little bit. And yeah. Okay guys, for transformation now for Soundwave, we're gonna go ahead and bring up his arms. We're gonna go ahead and open up his forearms, and then bring up his arms, and then close them back up. Same thing on the other side. We're gonna go ahead and open up his forearms, bring up his hand, and close it back up again. We're gonna go ahead and turn them around and open up these panels here on his backpack, bringing them all the way out. Same thing on the other side. We're gonna go ahead and open up the backpack, bring his head in and close it back up again. Then you can take his actual accessories and plug them in on the back. Same thing on the other side. And as you can see, it has a little slot right here for this little peg to go into. So just go ahead and plug them in like so. Like that. Then you can bring down the arm and then use the butterfly joint and just bring it back like this, like so. Same thing on the other side, just like so. Turn him around, turn his waist around, and bring up his skirt, and then bring out the side panels right here. We're gonna go ahead and open up his legs on both sides. We're gonna turn the feet around in these panels right here, open them up, and then you can bring in the feet, just like so. Same thing on the other side. Then close up the leg, and then you can now turn the actual thigh outwards on both sides, bring up the leg, and then bring up the leg again, and making sure that it lines up right here on this post right here, and then this little slot right here. And same thing on the arm. There's a little hole right here, and on the arm there's a little post right here. So go ahead and bring it up. This little plug right here is a little bit hard, so just bear with me for a second. Just go ahead and click it in. Make sure it all lines up right here, and make sure you plug it in right here in the back, just like that. Okay, same thing on the other side. Bring up the leg, bring it up again, make sure you plug it in, and then make sure you line it up here in the back as well, just like so. Okay, and then bring down the skirt, and it's gonna plug in right here. Okay, just like so. Make sure everything's lined up. Make sure you give everything a squeeze so it's all tight. And here is Soundwave on his cassette mode. Here's Soundwave on his actual cassette mode, and comparing him to his animation model, he is pretty close compared to the other versions of him. He is definitely more solid and more square looking. Comparing him to the previous model, here it is. And this one, his colors are a little bit more different. They kind of break up the actual proportions of this guy with these side panels right here and up here. This little section here for his knees kind of pokes out and then breaks off the squareness of it compared to this guy. This guy just feels more solid overall. So yeah. Here's Soundwave next to the Studio Series 86 Megatron, Studio Series Coronation Starscream, Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime, and finally here he is next to the masterpiece Soundwave. Of course, with any version of Soundwave, you can go ahead and open up his cassette player and bring in Laserbeak and slide him in right there and close it up again. And you can press the button right here to eject Laserbeak, and you can bring in Ravage. Same thing. Go ahead and bring it in, close it back up, and that's a pretty awesome gimmick for this guy as well. So yeah, guys, this was my viewer review of the Studio Series 86 Soundwave. A pretty great looking cassette mode and robot mode. His little cassettes are way more accurate now to the animation model, just like he is. I love his color, how smooth he is and animation accurate he is. Way better than this guy. So he's gonna be a nice addition to my collection for the Studio Series. I'm sure as it will be for you guys. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. And if you can leave me any comments and what your thoughts are, and if you can please subscribe. Like I said, I'm trying to go ahead and grow my collection and show you all that I have and that I've been collecting throughout the years. So if you can please subscribe and leave me a comment and let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.